So I want to come on here and I want to talk about something a little bit different than what I normally talk about, but it really ties into everything I believe about manifesting, law of attraction, law of assumption, scripting, all of those things. I want to bring some reality to what's going on in the world right now with the shutdown and how people are genuinely concerned about the things that are happening here in America. I want to share my experience and how I was able to continue to manifest the things that I wanted in my life by continuing to utilize affirming statements and having affirming beliefs based on my assumption. So for those of you who are new to this channel, I'm Joanna M. Cameron. I'm a licensed mental health therapist, I'm a life coach, and I empower women to be, do, and have anything they truly desire. And what I want to do today is not just specifically for women, but for anyone who's feeling a little bit of hesitation, who's feeling a little bit of fear about what they're currently experiencing. I don't want to make light about anything that somebody is going through right now, how things may be affecting them, but what I want to do is to give you some encouragement and to remind you that even in the worst of your scenarios, even in the worst situation that you could possibly imagine, which a lot of people are focused on right now, things can still work in your favor. This is the time when you really need to use all those tips and tools that I've been teaching and that you've heard about manifesting, the law of attraction. I think the word manifestation gets a bum rap. I think that people feel like it's something that's outside of themselves and it's almost like this new thing you have to learn. When in reality, manifesting is something that you've always done. It's something that you've always had inside of you, the capability and the experience with it. It's just being termed something totally different now. And I've talked about it before, but if you just look at it as having faith and believing in the things that you want, then it makes it a little less intimidating. It makes it like it's something that you could actually have. Right now is one of those tough times where you really need to apply your faith, where you really need to focus on the things you want to manifest. And what I'm noticing is a lot of people are focused on a lot of the negative things that are going on, a lot of things that are outside of their control, things that they are anticipating happening that aren't yet happening, instead of utilizing your ability to manifest what it is you want your life to look like. I know people can probably feel like if I just focus on me and what's going on in my life, then that's selfish. That means I don't care. It in no way means that you don't care, because everything that affects the world ultimately may have some effect on you if you allow it to. The way that I protect my peace is I don't focus on all the negativity that's being posted online and all the things that people are saying that this person is doing or this party is doing. I just focus on what I want my world to feel like and what I'm going to do within my world to bring peace to myself and anyone that I can have a direct relationship with. So I want to really focus on some of the things that you can use during this time where there's a little uncertainty about what's going to happen, how's this going to affect the United States, how's it going to affect my home. I want to give you some clarity on some of these tools that you can use. So the first thing that you can do is you can continue to affirm. Even in this world of uncertainty, you can continue to affirm the things that you want for your life. So for example, something that you can say that is affirming is everything always works out for me. And even if it feels a little off, like you know there's some things that do go wrong in your life, if you look at the bigger picture of things, things ultimately tend to work out. If you're one of the people who fear what this shutdown is going to do, I want you to bring yourself back to that affirming statement. The bigger assumption is that you're always taken care of, that there's a higher power that's looking out for you and taking care of you. So to support the assumption you're making, the law of assumption, you have to remind yourself with those affirming statements that things are always working out for you. So even if that's not one that fits where you are in your current life, then find something that suits you and where you are. So with the law of assumption, it's just basically you assuming the bigger picture, you assuming the thing that you want is going to take place. So for me, bringing it to my personal life, I assume that I'm going to have 25,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel so that it can reach more people, so that it can grow, so that I can help more people to manifest the life that they desire. That's what my assumption is. So when I'm going through my day-to-day, the thing that I might affirm in the mirror when I'm doing my mirror work is, I got a new subscriber today. It's not 25,000, but it's growing. Every day my channel is growing. So that's what I'm focused on. I'm finding the things that support that bigger statement, that bigger picture of my assumption. So if you want to apply it to what you're experiencing right now with this current shutdown and how it could be affecting you, whether it's a loss of job, you've been laid off, or you may be losing your ability to provide food for your family, I want you to identify the assumption in this is, we're going to make it through this. I've been through tough times before, but I made it through. I'm going to get through what I'm dealing with right now. My desires to be able to provide for my family. I can provide what my family needs. And then the affirmation to go along with that is, I can provide what they need today. I'm able to provide a place for them to be warm today. And so you kind of just have to look at the situation and where you are now and break it down to a point of, this is what the assumption is. This is the big picture. This is what I'm assuming is going to work out for me. And this is what I'm going to say daily to affirm that bigger statement, that bigger picture. So it keeps you focused on what you're hoping to see, what you know you're going to manifest, what you're believing for, what you actually have faith in. And that's what you have to draw back on during these times. You have to go back to your faith. You have to go back to the things that are unseen. It's always hard when you're going through something to exercise the faith and the belief to be able to have the things you want. But now's the time where you get to show yourself, you get to prove that your faith is real. And that's where I want you to apply these tips and tools. Go ahead and do your mirror work. Look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself that you've made it this far, that you have the desires of your heart, that you have a roof over your head, you have food in your refrigerator. It may not be what you want to eat, but you have resources available. You have people showing up for you. These are the things that you need to say to yourself to keep your focus on the positive. This is what's going to get you through the tough times. So I want to share a quick story with you about when I was about to lose my house, because even though I can't say that this particular shutdown is currently affecting me, I know exactly what it's like to feel like you're about to lose everything and everything can just come crashing down on you. When I got my divorce, money wasn't just flowing in my direction. I was working for a business that my ex-husband and I had together, and the money, because I separated myself from the business and from the marriage, it was depleted. I wasn't working. I didn't have a job because I was giving all of my time and attention to support the growth of the business. After leaving, I had no way to pay my mortgage. I had no way to feed my kids. I wasn't receiving public assistance. And the money that I was receiving from my ex-husband at the time, it wasn't enough to support and sustain the house that we had built together. And so long story short, the house was going up for foreclosure and I was in a position where I was about to lose it. I mentally reminded myself of something I had affirmed and something I had assumed when I moved in. And it was that I was going to get to live in this house for at least 10 years. At that point, it hadn't even been half of 10 years yet. And I'd also, on my vision board, placed a refrigerator that was going to go in this house. And so I used that as my focal point to remind myself and affirm daily that I'm not going anywhere because, number one, I don't have the refrigerator yet, and I haven't been in this house for 10 years. So in the midst of me about to lose it all, getting the foreclosure letters in the mail and the mortgage company telling me there was nothing they could do for me, I just went back to that. I leaned on the faith that I had and the assumption that I had made and the affirmations that kept me going in the middle of it all when I honestly didn't know what I was going to do. I ended up getting on public assistance, which fortunately helped to feed my kids, and I was able to work out a deal some way, somehow with the mortgage company. I didn't pay my mortgage for 2 years while I was going through this program that was going to help me get back on my feet. And so, miraculously enough, in that 2 years, that gave me enough time to find work and to be able to afford to pay for my mortgage. So, had I just completely gave up, started talking about how no one's there to support me, how the government isn't giving me any money, and I don't have any work, and woe is me, if I'd have just focused on all the negative that was going on around me at the time, none of those doors would have opened up for me because I didn't have the faith to believe that it would. It's all a matter of what you focus on. It's all a matter of what you believe on the inside and what you decide is going to be your reality. So even in the midst of the 3D, things going on in real life, not looking like they're going to work out, if you believe that your situation can be different and things can work out for you, the universe, God, will put together all the resources that you need to make it work out for you. And at the end of that 2 years, I had a job, I could pay my mortgage, and I was able to refinance my home and get rid of all that debt that I had. No more fear of losing my house to bankruptcy. 2 years, no payments, y'all. Do y'all understand how miraculous that was? But it worked out. I didn't ask for it. It just happened that way. It literally just happened that way because every single day I was focused on all the good things that were going on in my life, all the things that I had believed were going to happen. I kept my mind on my vision board that I'm not going nowhere because, number one, it ain't been 10 years and I don't have my refrigerator yet. But needless to say, got the refrigerator, got the mortgage, still in the house, and everything just continues to work out, even in the midst of the storm. So this is just a reminder to you that if you're focused on all the things that are going wrong right now in the world, all the things that could potentially be bad for your household and for your family, how something that's affecting someone else could ultimately affect you, I want you to reshift your focus. I want you to reframe the way you're thinking and focus on what's going right. Focus on what it is you want, identify what it is, keep your mind on that. Keep your mind on the fact that this is what I'm assuming is going to happen. I am focused on having the best outcome in this situation. And then I want you to affirm those things. Do the mirror work. Get in front of your mirror. Every day in my mirror, I'm telling myself, I am so thankful that I have 25,000 followers plus. I'm so thankful that every day I'm getting new subscribers to my channel. I'm thankful that I'm helping people to grow and manifest things that they want in their lives. I'm thankful that I've been placed in this position to be a voice to people who are struggling to believe that they can have their dream life, that they can live the life they want. I get in the mirror, even in the midst of things not always working out, because things aren't always great in my day. There's days when I have doubts. There's days when I fear the next thing that I'm stepping out to do. That happened when I was writing my books. That happened when I started this YouTube channel. That happened when I decided to apply to become a flight attendant. There was so many things that caused me to feel fear and doubt, but I moved anyway as I affirmed the thing that I believed was going to happen. I did my best to ignore the negative things. And I'm not saying you'll never have negative thoughts that come into your mind, because you will. But when you do, what do? You go back and affirm some more. And if you could do this like right before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, get yourself going. So the last thought at night is something positive, and then the first thought in the morning is something positive. That's how you want to end and start your day. And then the last thing I want to tell you is stop having these negative conversations on social media and jumping on this bandwagon of conversation that brings you down with friends, with coworkers, with strangers in the lines at the store. And just think of the positive. Think of what's going well. Think of the fact that you're getting to stand in line at a grocery store, which means you can still purchase food. Don't focus on the fact that next week it may be gone. Today you still have it. Focus on what you have today. Focus on the resources that are going to be available instead of all the things that are going to be taken away. We could go on for days about things that aren't right, what they're taking away from us, what we don't have. We could do that for days. But if we focus on what we currently have, then that energy can snowball. Let's get that energy going to where more people are focused on what they have, to where maybe more people want to help people to continue to have more. So if I know someone who's personally affected, I'll do my best to do what I can to help their situation and help their load be lighter until they transition out of this current situation. And this could be your opportunity to do that too. Yes, we love for things to be perfect. Yes, we love to be able to pick who was leading things and making all the decisions, like personally pick the one that we want. We can't do that all the time. Even though our voice matters sometimes it doesn't. So that's what I have for you today. I want you to remember to assume the best and affirm the best for your life. Keep your mind focused on the positive and trust that everything is working out exactly how you want. Identify what you want and keep your mind focused on that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and take the time now to subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments, hear your feedback. I'm sure some people don't agree with how I think, and that's okay. We all have our right to our own opinion, but my bigger hope is that this video helps someone get through this tough time and understand that even in the midst of all the negative that's going on around you, you can still find the positive and the good and focus on that until you get through this moment. Everything is just a moment in time. Remember the times where it's been hard, and it'll keep you focused on the fact that this too shall pass. I'm Joanna M. Cameron. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.